and welcome to this video that's going to help you be a better sitter. Even though we all mean well and want to be very dynamic throughout our day, many of us sit maybe for a few hours, maybe more. Take these tips to improve your sitting form and you will feel better at the end of the day when you've had to do some sitting. Now, the first thing you want to check with, this is a very firm, kind of almost like a dining room chair. Your office chair may look very different, or maybe you have a different occupation that neither has a firm kitchen chair nor a wobbly, kind of swirly office chair. So whatever chair you have, make sure that the seat is as close to a flat seat as possible so that you're not sinking into it. If it's an older chair, you might just be sinking in it because the seat isn't firm enough. So once you've made sure that you have a nice firm seat, the second thing to make sure is that your feet are reaching the floor. If you're 5'2" like me, most chairs aren't built for you. So you will do all sorts of things with your legs to try to make yourself comfortable because you're not reaching. So having a folded blanket or a beach towel or a piece of a foam roller, something so you can reach the ground is a really, really good idea. So those are your first two bases that you want to cover. The third thing you want to look at is your pelvis. You want to make sure for prolonged sitting that you don't let your pelvis roll back. When you sit back into your pelvis, what happens is if you picture your pelvis sort of as a bowl, there's a bottom of that bowl. But as you sit back and tip onto your tailbone, that bowl tips back, and with it, all of your internal organs. You can also create some compression to tissues that are very richly innervated. So you want to make sure when you're sitting for a long time that you're actually sitting at the base of your pelvis and not on your tailbone. You also notice that when you sit at the base of your pelvis, on your ischiotubers, those are the bony things you can feel when you kind of rock left and right, your spine is in a better position and it's easier to keep the rest of your body upright. Now you've positioned your pelvis. Here your rib cage goes over the pelvis, not too arched and not too slouched. The other thing you want to check out is your head. Oftentimes our head juts forward towards the computer. This is partially due to stress, partially due to the font being too small, or maybe you just don't see so well and you need to check out your eye health. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable so you don't need to lean forward and jut your head forward to see your computer. A nice long back of the neck is a really good idea for prolonged work. Now, a lot of us may get tired in this position, and you might want to put something behind your back. I have found in my work that it's much better to support the upper back than the lower back. There's many different kinds of lumbar support, and people just put that support at the low back, but it's actually better to purpose something, either a rolled up towel or blanket or a proper sized pillow, and put that higher up in the thoracic area, from your mid-back up, where you really need the support. You want to also make sure that you're not pulling your shoulders back. Your shoulders should be nice and relaxed so that your whole body can be relaxed and you don't get tired working in that position. Now, this is sort of the ideal sitting position where you can breathe well, you can see better, you can swallow better. All of these physiological things that are happening on the inside are best supported. But everyone gets tired being in the same position. So you can start doing some things with your body. You can lean back a little bit and kind of rest your back a little bit farther on the chair, not so vertical. You can also do things with your legs. So what kind of things could you do with your legs? Maybe you could take one foot back and use this opportunity to curl your toes under and do a little top of the foot stretch. On one side, then on the other. And we covered this in a different video, so you know this exercise already. You can also straighten your legs. You can kind of scoot to the edge of your chair, give you some space here, and you can just straighten your legs. And while you're working or you're reading, you can have your legs straight. So you're getting out of this 90-90 position. Could you cross your legs? absolutely. Making sure that you cross even kind of amount of time left and right is a really good idea. You know how you go sometimes to a stretching or a yoga class and you do this big V-sit? You don't have to wait for your yoga class to do that. You can just open your legs out and do a V-sit, or keep one leg firmly on the ground and just do a V-sit with the other leg. Any sort of a leg stretch you can think of, like a number 4 stretch, comes in handy. You can work on opening your hips while you're working. How easy is that? If you're a smaller size person like me, you might even be able to fit on your chair. And there are cool products these days. There's these wider, bigger chairs that are a bit pricey, but they allow you to do this sort of sitting while you are working. And make sure that you switch the legs and make sure that you get up regularly so that you don't get stuck in these static positions. I hope that this gives you some good ideas about how you can vary your sitting posture. Just be mindful of where you are and take regular breaks. Get up, stretch, do a dynamic break every now and then, and your body will thank you. Thank you for being with us again, and see you in our next segment.